turned over a sizable proportion of those funds to Madoff. Flood said there's an estimated $3.5 billion worth of financial institutions E&O claims in the pipeline from the subprime crisis already. Madoff could put another $1 billion on top of that. Madoff, of course, was charged by U.S. prosecutors with running a massive Ponzi scheme. Commentators have suggested that $50 billion could have been wrapped up in his scheme. Lawsuits connected to the case have already been launched. Major banks in Europe, Japan, and the U.S. have announced exposures totaling billions of dollars, and some hedge funds have essentially been wiped out. Insurers likely to face the highest claims, according to Flood, are the biggest financial institutions insurers, such as AIG, ACE, Chubb, XL, and Arch Capital. Flood said that the situation had put significant upward pressure on coverage. Overall, he said, we've seen rates go up, and for some financial institutions, we've seen rates double. This has been out of the news for a while. We've been wondering where this was. Here's a picture of it. This is the Sirius Star. It's been released by those scoundrel fiend pirates in Somalia. The pirates say they have released the Saudi-owned tanker with 2 million barrels of crude oil. They said that all of our people, the pirates, have now left the Sirius Star. The ship is free, the crew is free. Apparently, the pirates told Reuters that a $3 million ransom had been paid for the ship. Apparently, the pirates who boarded the ship on November the 15th have come down in their price. They had originally demanded a $15 million ransom. They're down to $3 million, and that was the amount that was transferred. It has been confirmed by the Seafarers Assistance Group that the ship is on the move. One thing to keep in mind is that the Somali pirates are still holding some 17 ships with more than 250 crew members on board. It's not known what their status is. There's been an unusual snowfall in Madrid, Spain. Here's a picture of it this morning as people were heading to work. They managed to shut down Barajas Airport, one of the busiest ones in Europe, for most of the day. No departures, no arrivals. It closed at 11:50 a.m. local time. It just opened for limited takeoffs before we came on the air, so if you're expecting people from Spain, they're going to be delayed. In the Philippines, a magnitude 5.1 earthquake struck the northern part of the country. It was about 80 kilometers off the coastal town of Lingayen. It was caused no damage, although it was felt in Manila and its surrounding suburbs. There was also a substantial earthquake in Costa Rica in Central America yesterday. Apparently, at least 14 people have been killed. The quake was a 6.1 on the Richter scale, and some 1,200 people are still trapped in the hardest hit zone. It's a mountainous area with few access roads. Most of those roads are in fact blocked by mudslides, which have been caused by the earthquake. And in Malaysia, Malaysia's low-cost airport terminal that's been set up about 15 miles from the main airport of Kuala Lumpur was evacuated this morning and flights canceled after a fire broke out. Airport officials said that the blaze caused thick smoke at the terminal, forced the evacuation of all passengers and everybody in the terminal. No one was injured. The blaze was contained. The airport subsequently reopened, but the budget carrier Air Asia, which uses the airport as a hub, apparently has been seriously affected. Other two airlines in that airport, in fact, are Tiger Airways and Cebu Pacific. And both of them have seen their flights severely disrupted as a result of the fire. This being Friday, we usually try to end on a note of levity. Well, there's not too much to be happy about, I suppose. Financially, the stock market now is down about 82 points. The President-elect gave a speech yesterday in Northern Virginia about his economic plans, and already some sniping has begun from the Democrats in the Senate. But optimistically, I guess something will be passed. However, now to the light side of things, we looked at some press reports. This is from a December 17th Houston Chronicle article. Chronicle is a newspaper in Houston. You might recall that in 2007 there was an office fire in Houston that killed a few people. The newspaper article reports that in November, the Great American Insurance Company, which is a fine group actually, we know them, they're out in Cincinnati, sought a declaration in federal court in Houston that the company was not liable to pay death benefits from a 2007 office fire because the 3 victims did not die from, quote, fire. The insurance company pointed to an exclusion in the policy for death by pollution, though by most people to cover only toxic industrial discharges, and argued that the 3 people who did die were in fact asphyxiated by smoke, which is air pollution. It's not known how that's been resolved. We didn't want to leave it on just an insurance note because they are the people who put food on our table. So we went to our stupid criminals section. This is even better. This is from a Reno, Nevada Gazette Journal article. This is from December 2nd. April Westfall, who's 40 years old, was arrested in Reno, Nevada in December for a drinking while driving citation. A passing ambulance crew called the police after spotting Ms. Westfall driving down the interstate at 4:30 in the morning with the service station's nozzle and severed hose protruding from her gas tank. That's not good enough. Here's another one. This is from the Portsmouth, New Hampshire Herald newspaper. This is from November 28th. 33-year-old Jeremy Aaron was arrested for a driving while intoxicated citation on Thanksgiving night in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. There, an off-duty policeman spotted him driving down Lafayette Road with a fire hydrant stuck to his bumper. These are true. You can go to you can check them on the internet. Have a very good weekend. Don't drink and drive. That's lesson number 1. If we have any breaking news, we'll come back and tell you. Thank you for watching.